Welcome to Natural Six. 6 good, dare I say, great friends. Having a journey, a story, and rolling some dice.
Rolling something.
Did someone burp just then?
I don't know.
Was that a burp?
No,
Yeah,
Doug
it was
was agreeing.
probably- it was probably
Doug
burping.
make a,
I went.
No, I think Doug made a low-level agreeing noise.
Oh.
I think it was a bit Geralty, a bit gravelly.
Oh,
The burp. You've burped several
That was his
times
stomach.
today.
There
That's
were
the wagon
no
numbers.
winds howling.
Yeah, I have. I burped several times today, but not on content. I burped
Wouldn't
in
you? He wouldn't burp on content. You're the only one who burps on content.
I didn't burp on
Disgusting.
content.
Oh, what a shit-eating
That
grin.
is the exact
Wow.
inflection of a person who has just burped on
Just
content.
burps on content.
Have you? What did you burp? Did you burp?
Not today. Last time we
Was it your
filmed.
katsu curry?
I wouldn't be
Was it a
able. I
curry then?
genuinely, my aversion to burps is so strong that I hate the word. I struggle to say it. It's why I can't make eye contact with any of you. And also, I wouldn't be able to listen to this now. It would put me off. It's like you with the vom.
Yeah.
You with the vom when it fell in the bowl.
So is it the idea of burping?
I don't like people's
about it.
mouths. I don't like the word mouth. I hate the word breath. I hate the word breath. There is nothing.
saying it then.
There is nothing worse than being able to smell. I don't mind if you approach me and you have extremely bad BO. I can cope with that. Like if you breathe on me and your breath is bad. Oh. It
Baby
just,
Jesus,
it,
take
it,
me.
I
Make
would,
sure-
I,
make
I
sure to
don't,
come
like, I
down
don't,
to MCA.
I don't know what to do. It's why I constantly, I'm quite anxious about it because I have, for the first time, genuinely, maybe in my adult life, run out of mints because I've
Yeah.
left some. You can honestly go play on the motorway.
I noticed.
It makes me like.
With the fact that we're still letting
panic.
you talk, you're getting ready.
Yeah, you
You're
can genuinely
anxious,
see this as the most worried I've been on content maybe ever.
Anyway, the point is, I didn't burp.
Oh, yeah, so now back to that.
We've made on content a real thing now. It was kind of a joke a couple of
Yeah.
episodes ago, and now it's just a real thing.
When did we start?
Well, I see,
Alex said it.
you say a couple, like, we're talking probably like 20 eps ago now.
Yeah,
Really?
it was a long time ago that on
Think about it.
content.
Think about it, right? We're coming up to 40, and
No, we're
the
not
bad-
40.
This is 40.
This is
This
40.
is 40.
We're on
Honey,
40.
like the film.
People are going to put that in the comments and immediately go, actually, you're on 40.
Actually,
It's a
yeah,
great
delete
impression of us.
it.
I think you'll find
That's our core team. They're the 96ers.
we are
The six-pack wouldn't do something like that.
we
but
are
the 96ers would.
27 episodes away from the Battle of Mouse. That's mental.
That's wiki woo, isn't it? That really is
27.
cuckoo cachoo, baby.
Because I see that as a kind of quite a
Seminal moment.
flag in the ground moment for the
What's the first
That's
one?
our moon landing.
yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, anyway, welcome to episode 40 of our adventures in the world of Reliquiae. Still very much about the idea of burping. Let's say hi to our heroes.
Hello, I'm Aoife Wilson, and I did not burp, and I'll be playing Dolly de Winter, the Tiefling Bard.
Hello, I'm Alex Jordan, and I am playing I, the Kobold Rogue.
Hello, I'm Doug Cockle. I'm playing Kelnis, the Dragonborn Druid.
Hi, I'm Holly, and I'm playing the human fighter, Elowyn Grenweird.
Hi, I'm Beb Star. I play Radiant Thornbear, the Wood Elf Wizard.
And I'm Harry McIntyre. All mint, all breath, all life is within me. Should we play some Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah!
Do your thing.
Thank you. And with your permission, I shall. Last time.
Oh, jeez.
You began in the moments after
Reliquiae.
Big superworm.
After we did that sexy fight
the spinner, having been confronted
with...
by themselves, escaped to
You know this.
You can't let me improv here and make...
the Shadowfell
The Shadowfell
through the rift that had been torn
Comes
between
canon,
the
say it.
worlds.
Between worlds.
With themselves' arrival having been unexpected, you questioned the last of the virtuous as to why their attitude had changed and what had prompted them to intercede. Themselves spoke of the fear they had always carried with them.
The fear of heights.
Heights, spiders, and people's mouths. Standing on a small but for them substantial ledge, they contemplated everything before taking one brave step and face planting hard into the rock, dying. As they died, their colours were released. And by chance, the rift was closed. Themselves spoke of the fear they had always carried with them.
Fear of spiders.
This was meant to be such a beautiful and heartfelt recap. I think in the sentence before, it's the most serious I've ever been in a recap. You really went, heights. How they had refused to acknowledge things they had known deep down to be true, and how the courage of I, the character not the me, Parvus, and others had reminded the god of the values and strength that had once defined them. Themselves went on to confess that they feared
Spiders.
They feared it was their divine magic that had caused the somnium to thrive down here, and that had allowed the spinner to manipulate that power to create a passage between worlds. The rift had been made by a god, Moloch, the god of death, as the spinner was revealed to be. Beautiful and important, thank you. And as such, only a god would be able to unmake it. They themselves believed there was a way to close this rift, to destroy the somnium and to leave as much of their power as possible behind. They tasked I with leading the kobolds, or at least helping them to understand the world above ground. With that, they poured their divinity into the rift, and in closing it, the last of the virtuous sacrificed their life for the good of Reliquiae. In the moment of their death, themselves was able to gift the newly dead fragments of their power, some that gave you access to greater abilities and others that were shards of the god's memory. Led by I, you were able to witness a few of these moments. Boring Wilson, which is a shame.
What?
I thought you were yawning. I looked up and you were going.
Did you see? Just what I mean, like, just so aggressive.
So
and
aggressive.
And it's always.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's a really aggressive act to write a world for you.
Not what we were talking about is the way you just went after Aoife for something she didn't even do.
I'm going to have a little drink and I'm going to say a little sorry.
I'll carry on.
I said a sorry. Did you hear the sorry? I'm sorry.
What did I do?
We're going to hear about this in the chat. You're going to be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Weird energy.
Strange energy. We've been here for 6.5. We've been here for 7 hours in the studio today.
Just trying to get through this.
Green side forever, hands in. Yeah! Not you, you're the white side.
No, we can't do for whites.
Oh.
Like
White is not a good idea.
no.
Oh no.
I think we have to restart.
Led by I, you were able to witness a few of these moments. Moloch, this is so serious, along with all of the deities that forged the worlds, creating the deck of many friends, trapping the souls of those you had encountered as well as others you did not recognize within the cards that Radian now carries with him. In reliving themselves' memories, Radian, a native Eladrin of the Feywild, realized that he recognized the wild gods of that plane. You also saw the moment that themselves was ostracized by the other virtuous, witnessing the betrayal that festered in themselves' heart and caused them to teach the kobolds to live apart from all others in Reliquiae. Thank you, Wilson. After these visions faded, you were left with the body of the creature that had emerged through the rift, along with the remaining somnium corrupted child of the midnight moon, and a single Gloam warrior.
Carl.
The man who would be cool Carl. Carl had questions to answer, and given all that he had witnessed, he was willing to talk. He spoke of how he had joined the Gloam out of a desire to change what he saw as an intractable set of circumstances that his family had been trapped within for years. A fourth-generation shoemaker, when told of the existence of the Feywild and the Shadowfell, he was enraged by the idea that he had been lied to and kept down, yet the lies went deeper than even Carl realized. And he struggled to comprehend the ramifications of the virtuous only having died recently, when he had been told that they had been dead for centuries, the powers that be refusing to reveal this to the people of Reliquiae in order to perpetuate the status quo. Little did the newly dead know, Cool Carl had truths to reveal also. War had come to the world. Brak had surrendered and Barabask had declared war on Barun, Trusk Moor, and the Council of Equals. The war was, in fact, predicated in part upon Trusk's denial of Barabask's claim that the party were god-killers. Carl went on to tell you about the structure of the Gloam, revealing the names of various rings, as well as the name of the leader of the Gloam here in the caves, Zadus. You began to discuss how to deal with Carl. Elowyn was ready to kill him. Dolly was not prepared to witness or partake in cold-blooded murder. The rest of you fell somewhere between these positions. Eventually, you settled on the idea of sending Carl into the Gloam camp in order to meet with Zadus, and that Carl, revealing all that he had witnessed, could lead to some cooperation or perhaps further discussion. Still, Radian wanted to sweeten the deal, provide some form of insurance perhaps, and so he elected to cast Mind Spike on an already stricken Carl, hoping to track his movements psychically. Cool Carl, with a daughter in Escalon and excellent boots on his feet, failed the save, and his brain came out of his nose. Oh, no. A valiant and well-considered effort from the custodian of the most significant magical item in the world. Kelnis had by now cast Lesser Restoration on the remaining and Romanian child of the Midnight Moon, curing them of addiction, though they still required the attention of Scout and the kobolds, so you returned Carl-less to the Old Dark. There the child was attended to, and I gathered the elders of the tribes, spoke of them self-sacrifice, how to grieve Parvus and what awaited them in the world above. He made no mention of war yet. The elders left to ensure that all understood, and you were left alone. As Kelnis carved by the fire, Elowyn was anxious about the fate of her brother and father in Barun. All thoughts of dragons, the war, the world were secondary until she could ensure that they were safe. You all began to discuss your next move, though Elowyn was adamant that her path must lead to Barun. The rest of the newly dead wished to journey to Lathi, believing that securing the dragons was of a higher priority. Though you expressed that you wanted her to stay, you all agreed that should Elowyn wish to leave, she could. As the temperature rose, Dolly and Kelnis attempted to calm things, but I, fresh from witnessing the death of his god, took these harsh words to heart, and Elowyn was left feeling isolated and unsupported. Unwilling to rest with her companions, Elowyn found another fire by which to sleep, though she was visited by a vivid dream in which she watched her brothers fight against insurmountable odds as she looked on, unable to intercede, and despite all that she had faced, still afraid. And that's where we are now. Elowyn, you wake with a start. You wake with panicked breath and a pounding heart and a sweat-soaked brow. You wake frightened. You are beside the small fire, its light now beginning to fade into semi-darkness, the cave around you filled still with kobolds, some speaking, some sitting, some have taken to rest. You can hear the collective breath and feel the warmth of all these bodies close to you. And for a moment, you are utterly alone. And then, at the edge of your vision, you realize that someone is with you. Someone sat beside you as you slept. Kel.
Troubling dreams.
Nightmares more than dreams. Yeah, I saw something I don't ever want to see. And hopefully I never will. At least that's what all this is about, right? Making sure that that's never the reality that I have. I saw my brothers die.
Dreams are strange things.
That one felt too real. I thought dreams were supposed to be nice things. That was a nightmare. that was possibly by reality.
In my experience, dreams rarely reflect reality. They reflect our fears, our desires, our wishes. But very rarely reality.
I hope that's the case, because one way or another, I don't keep many people in my life, but I'm in a position where I can't even protect the ones that are here. I'm at a real risk of not being able to protect you or protect them. And then what do I do?
Forgive me if I overstep in any way. But it seems to me that you feel such a strong duty to your family that it may be clouding your judgment a small amount.
Of course it is. It obviously is. It's not... Gil, it's all my fault.
No. Well, I do not mean that it is. Tell me why you would say that.
When I joined the web, I was stupid enough to think that there was a sort of camaraderie in it all. That you could meet people and together you would somehow make it through. When I met someone, we were close, and eventually, like a great many people, they thought they could leave. They thought they could outrun the web. Because of how close we were, it was the web. Well, they decided it was my job to make them fall back in line. It was my job to punish them for trying to leave. And I went after them. I tracked them down. And when it came time to do it, I couldn't, and I let them go. But nobody runs from the web. Not really. Not truly. And in the end, the web found them. People who weren't afraid to do the job that was given to them. I joined the web to run away from my family. They joined the web to try and protect their family. And as punishment, the web killed their family. And they made them watch. And they made me watch. They made us watch as punishment to them to show what happens when you try and run. And as punishment for me for what happens if you try and run. And that's when I realized, if I don't do what's right, if I don't do what I am told, it's not me that gets punished. It's the people I care about. And that is them, and I suppose it means you as well. But it's my fault if they get hurt. And now I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go.
Even if you had never joined the web, your family may have still ended up in the same terrible situation today.
True. But at least my selfishness wouldn't be the reason for it.
I
It makes it a lot easier to live with, Gilness.
I understand. I think you are being very harsh on yourself. Let me ask you this. If your family knew what our choices are, were you able to ask them? What do you think they would tell you?
They would tell me to be exactly what our family is, and that is the protector, and is to protect the people that look to us.
And how best might we do that?
The best thing I can do is to be with all of you.
And we do not want you to leave.
And I needed to hear that. I've been alone a really long time. And sometimes I am Elwyn, and sometimes it's like being in Delian again. And if I let people in, they get hurt. Because of me. There are sometimes I still can't tell the two people apart.
What do you wish to do?
What I want hasn't changed, and it is to protect them. But I need to be with you guys. Because we know things and have been given things, and we have a path that I don't think anybody else can go on. And I don't want anybody else to go on.
And we cannot do it without you.
I don't know about that, but I can't do what I want without you. And that's to protect the people that I care about. Whatever this is, we're in it together. And I know that if it came down to it, if they were truly in danger, you would help me.
We would die for you.
Let's not go that far, Calnus.
It's a metaphor.
Good, because Radiant's had a really good go at it.
Yes, he is a bit foolish, isn't he?
It's a kind word. Then what? We're going to Lathy.
In my mind, the best use of us and our knowledge and understanding is to find the dragons and see what they can do to help. All of us. Your family included.
Then I guess we have to find a forest that likes to move.
It is beautiful, Ellen.
I don't doubt that. I would never forgive myself if anything happens to them, and it's because I've made the wrong choice. I live with enough guilt as it is. Anymore, and I think that just tips the scale.
Ellie, I hear you.
Thank you for coming for me. Truthfully, I don't think I can be alone again.
You will never have to be. Your tribe.
Yeah, I suppose that's what we are now. Okay. Let's do this before I change my mind.
I'll be there with you.
Calnus, that really means a lot. Thank you.
So, are you going to go back to the fire where the rest of them are, or are you going to stay where you are?
For now, I think I'm going to stay where I am.
Fine. So I'd like to go back over to the fire where I and Dolly and Radian are either resting or preparing to rest.
I was summoning you. Harry, the person.
Yeah, and I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever you need.
Have my axe.
I is sat there, he's channeling something,
Alex
and he doesn't
Jordan.
know what it is, but he just starts going,
And if you'll allow me to hand wave it, when was the last time you had you with you?
a while down in the caves, honestly fighting the sort of the mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you sort of appears, and the rest of, are you awake for this, Dolly, or have you gone to?
I think we're still awake.
Yeah, Radiant, do you feel like you're sort of sick? You see a creature that almost looks at first to be sort of wisps of smoke and little motes of flame. And then you emerges, beak and feathers and wide, expectant eyes.
I kind of just in a moment of panic just goes, and then just sort of holds out a claw. He hops on it, and he just brings his claw up to his shoulder.
Yeah.
But like with his hood, and you kind of just gets in and nestles in.
You gets in and you can feel you sort of hunkering down, and you can hear these little chirps that you have summoned them enough to recognize potentially as contentment.
Do you know what I think it is? Is it's not dissimilar to the demons in his Dark Materials.
Okay, great.
But you is always, it's not like when you's there, not like gone, you is like kind of an absent feeling to I. You just kind of almost, the feeling returns to inside. This is an outward manifestation of a feeling that already exists and forever exists inside I. But still, to have that feeling of it nestling against is a comforting thing rather than just the sort of more innate, natural, just raw feeling of when you is inside.
When you is inside. Wow. Is there anything that any of you guys want to do or discuss, or do you just want to rest?
I'm gonna sidle up to Dolly. So you're gonna use that thing?
Oh. I'm just gonna take the drum out. This?
It's a gift.
Yeah. I mean, I can feel it. It's powerful, but it's a strange thing. When I hold it, it's like, I don't know, it feels like you're wearing someone else's underwear. It's...
But you saw what happened to them in there.
Yeah.
He gave it to you as a gift. You need to use it.
If someone gave you their spell book, would you use it? It's a deeply personal thing. Like, all your weird scribblings and whatever those drawings are, and all your spelling mistakes, that's what makes your spells work for you.
You're not being honest with me, are you?
What?
I know why you don't want to use it.
What?
Because you think you'll look stupid playing the drum.
Oh, yeah, that too. I mean, who goes into battle and just boom, like...
Well, he did.
Yeah, he's tall, he can carry it. I'm just like, boom, like, I want to look cool. You can't do, like, daggers are cool, right?
Yeah.
Also, I mean, everyone has their own thing. You got that spell book, like, the dagger was one of the first things I found when I got to Brune. And yeah, okay, it's not your typical... I used to put it under my pillow, obviously for protection, but also just... I just felt comfortable that it was there. And then, like, it was something that was just there when I used to practice all of my lines, you know? Like, when we were out on the streets and we were, like, planning to give the guards the slip, it was like, I don't know, I poured all of my chat into it. So that's got history to it. It's got story to it. This drum is someone else's story.
But it has a lot of power.
So do I.
Well, maybe we can find a way of taking its power and putting it into something more palatable for you.
Well, you're better with magic. How do we do that?
I don't know. You think I know how those cards work? You saw what happened back there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel knowing he made them?
I don't know. There's something about his magic.
Mm-hmm.
It resonates with me.
Well, he's not from here. And apparently either are you. Different places, but...
Apparently not. Also, I need to tell you something. I don't know what it means. I feel like I've been dishonest with all of you for a long time. I don't know how I can be honest when I don't really know things, but there is something that I want to be honest with you about, but please don't tell. Please don't tell the others.
Mm-hmm. I can do that.
I'm trusting you.
At one point in time, I would have said that was a horrible decision, but I think we've been through enough now.
Back there, when I blew Carl's head off,
Yeah.
there's a reason why things don't always go to plan with me. That my spells don't always work. They don't always do the things that I want them to do. Because you said that my thing is that spell book.
Mm-hmm.
And I write stuff down and I do what I'm told, what I think, but I don't really read it.
What do you mean?
As in, I can see that there's things written down, but I don't really read it.
It's okay. I can't read either.
I don't know. I know what is written, but I don't know what it is that I'm doing.
But you writes it.
I do. I chalked it down to the fact that I couldn't remember things, but now maybe, I don't know. That maybe I would learn again how to be a good wizard, how I would be better at the thing that I'm told that I am. But there's something inside of me.
Told you already, and your kindling is wrong. Or not wrong. Maybe just not what you expected.
I doesn't thinks and reads when I does mind.
I mean, I read it. I try, and I think it goes fine. Sometimes it goes better than expected, but
Sometimes it's really good.
sometimes it's really not.
That was a mess.
Well, for the longest time, you thought you were a wood elf wizard. And I mean, maybe...
Don't say it. Please. It doesn't feel right.
Okay.
Can you says to me later?
Well,
She's implying that I'm not from here, that I'm something else.
there's nothing wrong with that. You know that, right?
But a man died.
Yes.
A man died who had a daughter, who had a family, because I killed him, because I was trying to pretend.
I killed an Azrael. I didn't means to kill someone who had a family. But we is dealing with things that's means sometimes we has to risk a lot.
We're just trying to do the right thing in the moment, and sometimes what we think is the right thing isn't that. But we gotta keep moving forward.
I don't want to leave her behind.
I don't either. That's the last thing I want. I want Burren to be safe. I really, really do. And I know she doesn't want to see her family get hurt, and I understand that, but as far as I can see, the best chance we have of making a difference, of doing something, of tipping the scales, is Laffy. If there's war, if that's really what's happening, 5 people aren't going to make a difference. Where we can make a difference is in that forest.
But it's hard.
Of course it is.
I don't agree with her, but I understand her.
Of course.
You have no one. You have no one. I have no one. Kel has no one. She has everything.
That's what she's doing. It's what makes it all the more fucking remarkable. And we can't keep her if she wants to stay. Even though, God, I want her to stay.
What would you do if you had a family, both of you? I mean, yours is right here.
I had already left them.
But what if they wanted you to stay?
I thinks they did. I thinks they is looking for someones to lead them now. But they will be strongers for learnings themselves.
I can't put myself in Elwyn's shoes. I'm nowhere near as brave as she is. So I'm not going to stand in her way. What about you? What would you do?
Well, I think you know what I did.
Wasn't going to say. And I'm not going to judge.
But I've been having these dreams about my family.
Which one?
The ones that are alive. The ones that might be alive. I don't know. Who knows? I could have killed them too.
Do you want to find them?
Do they want me to find them?
Family's a funny thing, you know. Once you open that box, there's no putting it back.
I think, whether I want to or not, I will find them again.
Yeah, I'd say you probably will. But until that day, you know we're here if you need us.
I know.
In that moment, you kind of burrows out from the hood and is going to fly just sort of like over and kind of to Radian and just kind of puts himself just nestled slightly in Radian's hood.
Hi.
They does not speak.
Roll me an animal handling check. Right.
An 8.
An 8. You are not attuned to what this is, why this thing is here. But it doesn't feel a hostile act. That's what you get with an 8.
What was that noise?
That was me trying to communicate with the bird. I don't know. I just thought something might happen.
Owls don't make that kind of noise.
Okay, what noise do they make? What? Please enlighten me. What noise do owls make?
Bird fact.
Well, it's a burrowing owl.
Okay, I'll have another go, right?
No.
That's
Again,
what's
wrong
kinds of
bird.
likes a wood pigeon.
Okay, you have a go. So one of you.
Well, a wood pigeon's is like a likes this.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah. We had to learn the calls. And likes an owls can sometimes be like a...
Okay.
But it's not this one.
That was a horrible sound.
Why did you pick an owl?
I think because I doesn't really dreams of much, but I think what I does dreams of is flying.
Really?
It feels maybe like it might be nice. It feels nice when I is up there with... I has just spent a lot of times near the ground.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and into the ground, so...
Well,
kind
typical
of
for a kobold.
always dreamed of knowing what it might be like, just the looks at everything's from up where yous looks. So, thinks maybe that's why I's chosen an owl.
You really are special for a kobold, aren't you?
You... Can I add some flavor here with some description, Harry?
Yeah, I mean...
You aren't quite sure, given the fact that he's already a ready orange, but you think you see him blush.
I also has a question that needs explaining.
Mm-hmm.
What is wearing someone else's underwear?
You know what underwear is, right?
No.
Oh. Oh! Yeah, I suppose you wouldn't, would you?
He's worn an I love my mummy and my mummy loves me baby grow. But I don't...
We've got a very Donald Duck moment.
He's Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, he's nude from the waist down.
He's shirt cocking it, okay.
I mean,
Radiant, want to help him out?
Radiant Downs trap.
Radiant also doesn't wear.
There are certain social conventions in society where modesty is seen as a sign of respect.
We wouldn't really get away with your alfresco situation.
To be clear, I is wearing trousers.
No, he's not. Is
He wears little
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he wears little trousers.
I don't know why.
al fresco. Who is an owl?
He's a friend of Steve.
Okay. What does he have to do with this?
Underwear is something that certain cultures have created to make people feel safe or feel ashamed of other parts of their
Or
body.
feel a little bit when they want to.
Sorry, sorry.
For our audio listeners.
You gotta,
I
you do that again, but can you do it to the camera?
need your what you just did then with
For those who are maybe listening, so all I can describe it as a sort of a winky face, tongue out the side of the mouth emoji, but with a noise that implied some sort of a cognitive issue.
Is you okay?
I'm
Is you
fine. You know
okay?
what? I'm fine. I'm fine. It's when you have to explain the concept of something that's so straightforward and so accepted. It's tricky. It's difficult.
Likes breathing.
Yeah, like when you think about breathing and suddenly you're on auto mode and you can't, or manual mode and you can't get off it.
So you just don't think about underwear.
When the occasion calls for it, but no, sometimes I guess.
You know,
Would I be thinking about underwear?
you know what? You should think about underwear the way you think about breathing.
It's invisible.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a real head scratcher. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, if you were to wear Radiant's underwear, it'd feel weird, right?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to see it.
Well, yeah, but you feel it.
Would I? What does it feel like?
Underwear.
Breathing.
Well, I don't think about breathing.
Not all the time.
I think I understand.
Okay.
Do you?
No,
Specifically from the way that we've spoken
I'm
about.
lost.
absolutely not. But I think there is. When I breathe, I will think about underwear.
That's a lot of thinking about underwear.
Too much.
You're the arbiter of your own destiny.
Still doesn't know what I is thinking about when I is breathing though. So I does what's. Could you draw it?
Yeah? What, underwear?
You go back to the sketch you made of Quincy and you add underwear.
Oh, what's a Kellner stands by the fire.
Right.
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 That is an underwear. Oh, you could have just said this.
Yes, but when he's drying
That
off.
is not invisible.
You're looking
And we go to sleep.
Yeah, I can sense you're looking to me. I can't help you where you've got to.
I shall take this image with me to my sleeps.
Okay, so Dolly, Radiant, you're going to rest. Elwyn, you're going to stay where you are, and Kelly, you're going to stay with Elwyn, or are you going to go back and join? Okay.
No, I'm going to stay with Alan. I'm going to lay down and close my eyes and kind of still available,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
snoozy.
Elwyn, roll me wisdom with advantage.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
11.
Um,
That's with advantage. Great.
You dream again. That feeling when you've woken from a nightmare and all you want is to rest. And as you dream, you're dreaming of the tunnels, and you find yourself dreaming of the foothills around Mouse, your father's observatory at the top of House Grenweird. And then you feel the nightmare start to encroach. The glass in the ceiling of that observatory starts to crack. And as it cracks, you hear the noise of weaponry. You hear the beginnings of calls from down in the castle, as if something is amiss, and those calls that at first are inquisitive become panicked and then become pained. And as you look back up at the glass of the observatory ceiling, it shatters. And as you watch the glass tumble down towards you, slowly, the light from above refracting through each shard as it goes closer and closer to you. There are pools of light and dark, and then you're blinded by white. And you are back on this unknown field or mountainside as your brothers fight against impossible odds. And when you were last here, you looked down at your House Grenweird dagger and your sword of the House of Aefen as they crumbled to dust. And you look up from your empty hands and you see Derwen sink to his knees as this tide of enemies overwhelms him. He's almost gone. Eden by now has disappeared from view. And then you feel this sudden weight. And you look down, and your sword is in your hands. Leather-wrapped grip is soft. It creaks a little as you flex both your hands around it, this blade that curves with the grace of ripples in water the moment after a stone has broken the surface. And almost automatically you bring it round yourself in a wide circle. And the blade sings a high-pitched tone like a bell or a wind chime. And you swing it in these great circles and arcs, and this mass of bodies are parted. And it feels less like you're carving through flesh and armor and bone, and more like parchment. There's like an ease to it. And in a few swift steps, you lay waste to all of those that are harming the ones you love. And you arrive at Derwin. His body so curled over Eden's that your eldest brother is obscured beneath him. And everything is still. And then Derwin breathes. And then you see Eden's hand rise up from the ground. And you hear your own voice in your head. I can be strong enough to save them. I can be strong enough to save all of those that I love. And you wake and it's morning. It's still at two separate fires. Kel, it's you and Elowyn who wake first. This cave is more in the thoroughfare. The others are back almost as far, sort of deep within the infirmary, not far from where it leads to the creche, although the creche was surprisingly quiet last night. But you are kind of not far from the main entrance in caves that, in fact, were where I first met the first of his tribe when you returned here, when you first made your way into the Old Dark. And so, although it's hard to tell what is morning or night, though the kobolds seem to have developed a sort of strange circadian rhythm here, there is activity around you. There's the feeding of fires with fresh brushwood. There is soup and stew being passed around, the smell of baking bread. You hear little ones kind of weaving between people. Kobold cries in draconic instructions. Roll insight, Kelness.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. There is a seriousness here. There's a kind of sobriety in the draconic that's being spoken. Before, there has always been this playful feeling almost when surrounded by kobolds, even down to the strangeness of roles and jobs being assigned for the passing of a single day. It almost has this feeling of people sort of pretending to be a hunter for a day, no matter how skilled they are, pretending to be, an attendant on a god. Or at least that's how it seems to you, someone who's picked their own path. And therefore it's imbued with this sort of sense of novelty almost. That when you are hunting, you may not hunt again for a while, so it's kind of exciting to be a hunter. When you cook, you may not cook again for another month. And so it's exciting to cook. And this doesn't have that same feeling of excitement. The place feels heavier than before. And as you wake, the two of you next to this small dwindling fire, you wake as some more logs are being placed into it.
I did not mean to wake you.
This little wizened, having to stoop anyway to place the sticks on the fire, but you get the impression of constantly being wizened and stooped, an older kobold.
I hopes you slept well.
I did. Thank you. Is there... I smell bread.
Yes, there is. Breads and soups has been made, stew.
Oh, stew.
How is that even possible? You must have been from last time.
Hey. It's me.
Just let's make sure the reason they haven't got to leave the caves is because they've run out of food.
Surely I did not eat all their stew.
Kellis, I think you had a really good go at it.
It was good stew. I'm going to go and get bread and soup.
Okay, but think portion control.
Okay.
That means
10 bowls instead of 50.
for you, yeah, that's portion control.
Small kobold walks up and is like,
We does things a bit differently here. Yes, like small bowls. We recommend 6 to 7 per person. You can scant.
So would you like to go and sort of find some bread? And
Yeah, I'm not going to go far. I'm just going to go,
Yeah.
find something.
There are like set up at sort of intervals in various caves. There are people who have brought kind of vats or bubbling pots that are sat over fires, kind of stew keeping warm. Bread that's being cooked on the stones like a flatbread. Some that have been, there are kind of clay pots that contain these kind of more risen loaves. And you approach this kind of little gaggle of kobolds who seem to be engaged in a kind of slightly uncomfortable, sort of standoffish disagreement as to who is making the bread. Who knows the most about the bread.
I has made bread for a very long time. Well, what should have been my day, and I'm not saying yours is bad bread, but I've always made bread in this manner. I think the pot actually is a superior container in which the bread. Well, it's not always about what you think. No, I know it's not about what I.
And there's just sort of
No, keep that.
do this all day.
Kel's just watching back and forth.
With an empty plate.
Can I show you a trick?
Roll me persuasion with advantage.
That's a 22.
Yeah. They both look up at you with... Roll me insight, Kel.
That's 19.
Okay. They really want instructions.
Yes, of course. No, I don't mind if you want to show us something. I'm very grateful for the. So let's get out the way then.
And they both sort of pushing each other out the way to try and give you access to the pot and the bread.
Off you go.
And I find some dough that's ready to be baked, and I reach into a little pouch at my side, and I pull out a herb that only comes from forested areas.
Hortensia. I waste all the vials.
It all goes in. No, it's kind of like rosemary, but it's not. It has that kind of
woodiness and
that woodiness and that scent, that taste. And I sprinkle it into the dough and I knead it, and then I reach into another little pouch and a little bit of sea salt, and sprinkle it in, knead it in, and I pat it down like a flatbread.
Yep.
And
You've invented focaccia.
Yeah. I love it.
Dimples, fingers.
Yeah. And I said, well, wait till you try this. Wait until it cooks. It doesn't take long, because flatbread doesn't take long at all. And then I tear off a little piece and give it to one, and tear off a little piece and give it to the other, and I tear off a little piece, and there's only a little piece left. So I put both in my mouth. and I say, what do you think?
Let's say this can be survival or nature with advantage.
What am I rolling for?
Well, how good the bread is, how delicious the bread is. It's you've not mentioned making bread before, so while it's clearly on your wheelhouse,
Plus 10.
I'd to say you're a little
23.
rusty. A 23.
You had advantage.
I don't really
just
need
give me
it.
a
It has to be an nat 20.
Okay, it's still 23.
You watch as these two kobolds chew this bread, and you see them sort of consider it. And do you remember in Hook, there are those little ones dressed in scouts outfits who are twins? Like, they're eating with this sort of the same, and then they look at each other at exactly the same time and nod. And,
I think perhaps this is the way we make bread. I think that's a good idea. I have no notes on the bread.
Excellent.
This is like hand over hand.
I give them that reference.
I give them some of the herbs.
Yeah.
And I ask them to make two for me to take away. 2 for takeaway, please. And I help myself to 3 bowls of stew while they're cooking the bread. And then I take the two pieces of bread and 3 bowls of stew back to where Elwyn is. And I offer her a bread and a bowl of stew. And I keep the other 2 bowls of stew for myself.
quite right.
Genuinely impressed by this bread. I didn't know the kobolds could make bread like this. I have no idea what you've been up to. You've been gone a while, quite frankly.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Actually worried about how much you've been consuming while I've stood by myself and gone, oh my God,
I
yeah,
only
stop.
had 2 small pieces of bread. I wanted to show the kobolds the way that I make bread.
Well, they probably liked you teaching them something.
They were very quick to learn.
Well,
try the bread.
Okay, I'll try the bread. And I will try the damn bread.
It's staggeringly good. It's staggeringly good. It's like when Kel every now and then will just go, oh, here's a thing I learned, and routinely it is as good as any food you've ever had.
Calnus, for someone who makes incredibly questionable decisions with what you put in your mouth, you're a surprisingly good cook.
Sometimes tasting the gross helps you appreciate the great.
Merch.
That's an amazing quote.
Oh my God.
Also, really requires context as well.
Yeah.
That's a top 5 quote.
Yeah. It's all, or it's a tagline for a brand new dating app.
That is right up there with the darkness inside.
Yeah, sometimes tasting the gross
makes you appreciate the great.
You know what, Calnus, it's early for such wisdom. I think when it comes to what I put in my mouth, I'm just going to stick with the great.
I have...
It's okay, you take the gross.
Grey meat is sometimes exciting.
No, Calnus, it's not.
Another thing for the dating app.
It's really not.
Anyways, I'm glad you like the bread.
The bread is fine, Calnus, thank you. Maybe I should go to Brune.
You will not find this bread in Barun.
No, I guess I probably have to stay with you if I want to keep having this bread, right?
And mushroom soup.
I really don't want the mushroom soup after last time.
Was that not good?
That was the one that you were sick in.
Oh.
Do you see what I mean by the gross?
Well,
The gross seems to be a thing that you do a lot.
but try the stew and then you will think it's great.
Sure, I will enjoy this bread and soup, but really, I'd prefer it if you just focused on the good food and not giving me the weird stuff.
Okay.
Thanks. That's glad we've reached that understanding.
And as Kenelnis's worldview is crumbled before him. Yeah, the other three of you.
I mean, you has spent the night nestled in Radian's
Yes.
hood.
So much. There is so much shit.
You doesn't shit. You is immaculate and perfect. How dare you? Wait.
It's the first time I've woken up for a while and wondered where we're going to end up at the end of the day. Where are we going?
I guess we has a stag to find.
We do. And we're glad to get out of these caves.
Yeah, God, I'm so excited to see the sun.
Lived in caves for a long time, and I is actually really looking forward to leaving.
The sky.
Yes, I came to know and likes having the sky.
No offense, but not sleeping in the dirt, maybe.
Considering you are now quite an important person around here, I think we're going to need to find someone who's also very important around here. We can't go back the way we came. There has to be a way out of these caves that doesn't mean that we go past them again. I do not want to be encountering any gloam again.
Yes, this seems like a good idea.
There must be someone here. There must be a way that these kobolds have been coming in and out of the caves and not being seen. I know you're sneaky, but there's no way that's the only entrance.
I think, sir, I can find out.
And I is gonna get up with sort of like a kind of a bit of bravado that goes along with his new status, and a bit of pride in it, feeling like he can kind of almost show off in a way to his new tribe, in a way that it hasn't been typical for him. This kind of, I'm just gonna go off and call in a couple of favors. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and see if I can find someone.
Dazzy wants to join.
No, you go ahead.
No, you're good.
I will be taking you. Sorry.
And then just the bird flies off your shoulder.
So who specifically are you trying to find?
I want to find one of the. I'm going to find the first of any of those elders, like that kind of brought themselves forward.
Okay, roll me a luck check.
19.
19. So last time there were some of the elders who were more amenable, and some who were less, who were more sort of worried and concerned. And I think with a 19, the first one you happened to chance across is one that you spoke with before, the one who sort of led. And you recognise that they're not wearing anything that would denote them as someone who's been designated an elder today. There is sort of little feathers and sometimes flowers that are worn, not dissimilar, I guess, to a sort of garland. But that is not what this kobold is wearing, but nevertheless they are, you see immediately, taking on the responsibility of leading, whether or not they're elder. They are speaking with a little group of kobolds who are eating breakfast. Do you want to go straight in, or do you want to sort of see if you can hear?
I will try and hear. Yeah, I'll try and sort of I'm going to see them and.
Okay, roll me a perception.
6.
You can tell from the posture that they are speaking in a sort of firm but not unkind tone. But you've gone out of the infirmary and there's a sort of shortcut up into the hearth cave, and it's in this hearth cave that you found them, and so there's this noise sort of reverberating off the arched, domed ceiling of this cave. And so it's hard to kind of pick out any words in particular.
I'd like to walk up.
Okay.
As I approach, gonna try and use a phrase that I've heard out in the world. Just go, "What is up?"
There's half a dozen kobolds along with this one that you're kind of heading for. And as one, they look up and say, "Oh, holes in the ceiling."
Very good. I have some things to ask of you. Sorry, we can talk normally and freely. I've become so used and accustomed to being out there and
course.
just having to speak the common that it's...
Hard to shed, yes, I can imagine.
We are seeking a route to the forest of Lathi. Now, we don't want to send ourselves in a direction where we might become exposed once again to the gloom.
And they wait above the ground.
Now, it seems to us that while you have been down here with themselves, there may have been some need to leave here at some point for any of you. Now, I understand themselves might have been able to provide some sort of food source down here, I don't know, but if you needed to leave, how might you, what route might you have that leads out of here?
I love how I is trying to work out the mechanics of food in the cave.
This kobold looks at you sort of with a look of concern. Well, you, in fact, knowingly or unknowingly reached the heart of a problem.
Go on.
It was by the power of themselves that we were fed.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And now that power is gone, it seems our options are limited.
What are your reserves?
I can show you.
I can ask the big one to stop eating.
No, I think one dragonborn will not famine make.
I don't know if you saw it.
No. And they take you into this area of the Hearth Cave, which is kind of cooler, and there's a lot of... There are hundreds and hundreds of kobolds here. All the kobolds. And you identify there's maybe food for a week.
Do you have any caves that have... If the gloom were no longer an issue around this area, would you have a cave or two that might have an opening at the top where the sunlight comes in? Maybe you could bring down some soil, sort of carve out within the rock a channel for which water could flow down, almost like a small waterfall into that area. Gather some water, disperse it amongst the soil, take some seeds from above.
We have not. If we can dig a tunnel for Parvis, we can. Dig a tunnel, it would require time, it would require strength, and such things require food, resources.
Wow.
My stomach
That is phenomenal.
is a method actor. That was wild, actually.
That was crazy.
That was
Kenneth
so
Williams?
loud.
Kenneth Williams.
Okay. So it seems to me, first of all, that you would need to remove the gloom, kind of generally from the vicinity.
Beneath the earth or above the earth?
Well, if you are seeking food, above.
Above.
Yes. You will need to restore some of the old ways of hunting and foraging. Now, your tribe, where did you reside?
We were.
Oh, where did I say this one was from? Let me see if I even said where this one was from. If not, I'm going to bring up all the caves. Let's try a different one.
Me and mine are from Bragg.
And you see around their neck they do have like a little sort of fish scale, little bone necklace.
I would urge you to seek out members of my tribe. We were very accustomed to foraging and hunting and laying traps, and I think that will be the most immediate means of food, but you will need to clear the gloam above.
These forests are plentiful, as I understand it. I have not ventured beyond the caves, not since themselves.
Yes.
But themselves led us through summer and into autumn here.
It also seems to me that there is a mutually beneficial agreement to be arrived at between the kobolds and the children of the Midnight Moon.
Perhaps.
They are not strong. They do not have the means to defend themselves. They don't have the means to potentially remove the shackles that are upon them. But with the kobold, they may. Now, if there was some sort of agreement that was reached where you might help the children of the Midnight Moon and help them reestablish some freedom, then I have seen they have fortifications above ground. They have means of harvesting and growing food. I think this together could be not only beneficial for the children and for the kobolds, but also for the area.
Roll me an insight check.
It is a 26.
This is an extremely competent, you sense, kobold, someone who is not easily overwhelmed, but this is a tremendous amount of information. And this is a tremendous recalibration of their role in the world and what is expected of them. And they're not wearing a headdress. You know, this is like an accelerated course of study that you can sense they are fighting being overwhelmed by how much this is.
I put a hand on their shoulder.
I sense this. Habit. I sense some hesitation. That is understandable. Now, I had to learn this on my own. You have a strong connection and network that can support each other here. It will feel alien at first. It will feel strange. But think about the feeling you had when you brought in Scout. You brought in my new tribe. It can be small raindrops at first. It doesn't need to be a flood. But what you will learn is that at the end of it all, really, although they may not have scales, although they may be quite tall, they're all just kobolds really deep down. They all just want a bit of a tribe and they want to help each other. Even the Gloam thought they were finding a new tribe.
This kobold sort of smiles. So, we are to find our way above ground. Before the food runs out. We are to make our way where? Into the forests.
I think that you can see what happens when you go above ground. The events that unfold before you can shape your decision. You do not need to make a decision now.
But we should have a basic idea and then move with new information.
My suggestion would be to seek the children of the Midnight Moon at... There was a place, my friend Dolly, she had some friends there. We helped them out. They know what a kobold is.
Right.
They know that a kobold will be friendly. I think that will be your best course of action.
Where would we find them?
So what you want to do is you want to go up through the caves. You come out.
As he's explaining that, can you cut back to us?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I really hope that I is asking the one simple question that we asked him to ask kobolds.
Yeah, but you know, he's been distracted.
It's been a while. I simply asked him to go and get someone to see if we could find a way out, but I think maybe there isn't one.
I think he might have gotten sidelined, but that's to be expected.
Right. Well,
yeah.
I hope for everyone's sake that I is not overcomplicating it.
So
Come back.
as you exit, now we caused a fire there. So
Can you cut to us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I guess we're just sat here eating. It's like, God, you know, I wonder if we can ask one of the kobolds if there's another way out of his cave.
That's a very good idea.
Because the last time this tried to happen, like he tried to overcomplicate it all the time, and he's just probably just going to keep rambling and rambling and rambling.
I just hope he's not like actually gone up above ground and like gone off on his own little
Because I
adventure.
think he gets a little bit nervous.
So you'll find that there's a cliff on this side, there's a cliff on the other
I'm
side.
trying to let me shut my eyes because I need to
You want
picture
to
it.
go
I'll
across?
ask somebody.
Why don't you ask the guy? Why don't you ask the one who was lighting the fire? He'll probably know, right? They all know the same thing.
Excuse me.
Hey, can we ask you a question?
I know the drum looks stupid, by the way. Like it's
I think,
really-
honestly, I think we need to find something.
What can I help you with?
Is there a way out of here that does not require going through the main cave?
No.
Cut back to
So you kind of reach the cliff. You're going through. You want to follow. There's a bit of a river. You want to follow along there.
Yes.
You're heading in through the forest, and then you should come
Because it really
across.
shouldn't take that long to ask that question. Like all I said was go and do that because we've been down here for a long time. Even beforehand, we said I can't wait to see.
He's good with directions.
He's
right?
very good with directions.
He said no.
Well, I mean, we're going to have to go back out the way we came in then, aren't we? I mean, we're going to have to go through the gloam camp.
And then so essentially you arrive back there, they'll be able to help you. Now it seems to me we've got a little bit sidetracked. I know that I might seem important now to the kobolds and that I might seem like an authority figure. I am. But
He's like someone who's won the lottery and turns up in an overpriced, ill-fitting suit the next day and calls everyone my good man.
Just covered in gold.
It's so
why is he
much gold.
It's
But when it comes to creating a new system, that's going to need to be a tribe thing. I can't have all the answers for you. I don't know all the answers. Well, even though it may seem like I do.
You have the bearing of someone who would know all the answers.
I know. I've learned a lot out there, and I'm trying to impart as much as I can.
You realise you're speaking high draconic. Dragonborn draconic. It's like you haven't heard it since Carvilius and Segalax. No one spoke.
And Eye has begun to squint one eye as though he is holding a
Monocle. I was
but it's
gonna
not
say
there.
it's not there. Just an intuitive sense that this is what the rich do. Dressed as them, as we keep cutting back, he's dressed more and more like the Monopoly man.
I have this innate feeling we're never getting out of this.
Listen, I'm going to go and I'm going to try and
I'm
find
getting
a
real
kobold.
claustrophobic
I
down
go
here.
up to the same kobold. Hi, I'm sorry. I don't want to overcomplicate
No,
this.
not at all.
Is there a way of us getting out of the caves without going back through that that camp?
No.
Okay.
So, essentially, what we're seeking is a way out of here that might circumnavigate the gloam.
I'm gonna have them roll.
And please don't get back onto the whole agriculture and foraging and harvesting thing. We've been through this.
Actually, I see Radiant go up to the same kobold I asked a question of and see that he gets the same answer. Radiant already asked.
What do they say?
No.
Yeah, me too.
This kobold that you're speaking with,
Themselves would have had the answers. I I does not know.
Now, think about this. As a general rule going forward, once upon a time, you would have asked themselves, now, will the kobolds not be stronger in time if they learn for themselves, that is learned knowledge, that they can then inherently understand, process and pass on to others, rather than always turning to another?
We learn from two things. One who knows already, or by exploring the world around us. In lieu of one who knows already, my only option is to explore the world around us, but that will take time. There may be a passage out. I do not know.
Now, if one kobold were to do this, now I have learned that there is at least 4 kobolds and more here. If we were to put all the kobolds to this task at the same time.
He's drunk with pyre.
Can we come back to me? Listen, I think we need to go and find I, because I asked him to go and ask a very simple question to the elders, and he hasn't come back. I'm really worried that he's done something wrong.
I saw him go that way.
Okay, I think we should go and find him, maybe.
Okay.
No. I'm standing here. We're all just going to get lost. This is ridiculous.
You all write each other's numbers on your arms in Sharpie.
If lost, please return to
The infirmary.
So, what do you think? I mean, it would be useful, valuable information anyway to have a properly scouted and understood network of tunnels.
Just rolled an 18 on a sort of wisdom check. And they sort of shut their eyes tight, and you can see there is like a strain in for the first time having to like really problem solve as an individual rather than give it over straight away to the collective.
If themselves was to leave an answer, it would be somewhere in the histories.
Well, then why don't we have a look there?
Oi,
Aradian,
what have you learned?
we is going to the histories
Right, good.
Why?
to find a way out.
There is no way out.
What?
Hold on.
There's only one way out.
Hold on. Maybe themselves has written something down in a way so the kobolds can understand.
We'll take a little break there. Welcome back.
Oh, wait, did I just scream it's my bra?
I don't know if that's staying in or not. I tried to give you a clean edit point. So
Whose bra are you wearing?
My bra. I have more than
Wait,
one
you
bra.
came with 2 bras?
Yes.
Oh, don't. We don't have time.
It was
What
crazy.
is underwear?
I'm going to start bringing 2 pairs of underpants just so I can be part of the game.
One for the head.
That was actually
Sure, why not?
One for the soul. Very nice.
They're invisible anyway. Turns out I is wearing trousers.
strange episode.
And it's about to get a whole lot stranger.
Milady.
Oh my god.
No.
So, I has been joined by Kelnis and Radian and Dolly, I believe. As you're having this conversation with this first kobold who suggested that perhaps there might be something in the histories. As I understand it, Elwyn is still...
Yeah, you lot of
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
crazy
yeah, you've
still.
all just left.
I was under the impression where we were going was urgent, but here we are. Carry on, kids. It's just me and my good bread.
So do with that information what you will.
What information?
We need to go and find Elwyn.
Yes,
That's my favourite thing. What information? You know we're all wearing green, Doug. That's the crazy
What?
thing.
You are wearing green.
We need to go and find Elwyn.
I'll go get her.
Maybe. Well, the way we left things wasn't. Is she okay?
She seems okay. She's eating good bread.
I was going to say I smell some amazing bread.
Yes, it's very good. And Elwyn is fine, but she may want to speak with you.
Does we want to go to an Elwyn or wants to invite an Elwyn?
Maybe she could meet us in the histories.
Yes,
If she wants to join us, that is.
I think's big scale. Can you goes and asks if Elowen would like to join us in the histories?
Of course.
Okay. Bring some of the bread.
I don't.
I don't have any more bread.
Okay. Bring
And that campfire over there, they're making the bread there.
Dolly is
It
going
can
to
wait. Bring
start
it,
walking
Elowen.
towards the histories.
I go find Elowen. Elowen, there seems to be a possibility that themselves may have left some clue as to another way out of these caves in the histories. We're going to go and have a look. Would you like to come?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's... If we're gonna do this, then we're in it together, right?
They asked about you.
Yeah, well, I didn't exactly leave under the best, well, my attitude was pretty foul.
You didn't really leave.
No, but I didn't exactly stay either, and I wasn't very nice about it, so... Look, if there's something we need in the histories, then that's where we're heading, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right, let's go.
As they arrive back in the histories, they're greeted by Dolly and Radian kind of stood to the side as I is going.
And then you go through the forest. So there's the river, there's a winding road, and then it goes to a long road. At the end is a haven.
Yeah, Summer
Yeah.
Forest, yeah.
Yeah, so you want to go
So you've brought
there.
the kobold with you. Right, okay, yeah, okay.
Right, yes.
I think it's a lot of information.
And Elowen, you can go now.
Oh.
If you want to, it's a choice.
Yes, I will,
Has a think on it.
And will they... So they disappear into the sort of low-ceiling, narrow passageway that you entered the histories by. How long have you been here?
I guess how long has it taken for these guys to make their way?
I didn't think very long. I didn't realize you were in there, but that's totally marvelous and wonderful.
Well, my gut feeling was that we were going to start making our way. Kel would go back, and it would literally just be, we're on our way. Kel would have this chat, and then, 2 minutes later, so we've just literally only just arrived there, and I was taking the moment to try and essentially just be
Yeah.
continue this thing of, you need to help the children. The
Golden. Cool. So I will say that when you go into this very holy, if you like, or hallowed or powerful magical place, there are two things that are immediately apparent. The first is that this fire that burned in the center of the space and filled the room with smoke when you were last here and you saw themselves through that smoke, that fire is now grey ash. It's extinguished, and the grey of that ash is all the more pale given the vivid, impossible brightness of the cave walls all around you, on which these layered... It's almost like seeing... It's almost like seeing graffiti. It's almost like seeing it's like there's the memories of so many different stories and ideas and thoughts and recollections and hopes that themself has painted here or had painted here. And at the base of the cave, the far side beyond the fire, is these barrels of paint. And you can see that the sides of these barrels are marked by this slow progress of this paint spilling over the edge, and it's hardening. It's like honey or grease, like it's thickening and drying. And laid on the floor before the fire is a shrouded body. And on top of this shrouded body are placed little tokens. There are some flowers, there are some pebbles with these opalescent striations that run through them. There's a little necklace of fish bones, and there is a well-worn leather sling. And it's just the five of you and the body and the paint and the cave.
What indication were you given that... Somebody say there was a...
I don't know, just... Sorry, I wasn't quite
Are you okay?
ready for this.
Oh.
It was more... as we might... looks for something here that could... helps us with a way out of here.
Can I investigate the histories, the walls, the barrels, the
Absolutely,
everything?
absolutely, you can. Tell me specifically what you kind of want to look at. If you were kind of playing the game, like what are you clicking on?
Is there writing on the walls?
There isn't writing, but there are pictures and symbols.
I want to look at those. I want to just see if I can make some kind of sense out of
Totally.
what I see on the walls.
Roll me investigation.
It's 5.
That's a 5. There's so many layers. Are you looking at it or are you touching it?
I'm touching. I mean, I won't go as far as to say I'm licking it, but
Yeah,
I'm really,
but you're really trying to
really
get-
looking.
You're looking at these overlapping shades and shapes. And it's hard to make out anything distinct because there is so much built up material. Like even it's almost as if the cave is smaller than it used to be through the weight of like layers of paint that have dried one over the other, creating like a skin to the place. And you reach up and touch it, and you're sort of shocked by some of this paint is still wet.
Some of this paint is still wet.
I guess himself was writing the histories right up until the end.
Eye is going to make his way forward to Parvis's body. I would like to just kind of reach out and place a little clawed hand. And I would like to essentially just see if there's any sort of abstract communion that I can kind of reach with the space or something, kind of reaching out at some sort of essence.
Roll me a religion check.
That's a 5.
Tell you what you sense with a 5. You sense something you can't reach.
I'd like to come up behind I, search my pockets, and pull out a spoon, I guess. It's the only thing I have, really.
I don't think any of us have got.
And look at all the tokens that have placed on Parvis and hand it to I. Go on.
I takes it. puts it down and says,
From Steve Chase and Co.
I turns to Dolly.
Goes to the entrance of this place and tells the kobolds, calls them all here. They will not Zolfitz, but just calls them all.
Okay. While I stand up to go, I'm going to put my hand on Ai's shoulder and cast Bardic Inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to, I'll go do that.
You find that this is like day one of the beginning of the rest of everything for these people. And they don't know how to be or what to do, and so some people are still working. And you've moved through the kind of crafting caves before you got here on your way down. And even when kobolds used to rest before, when you'd see them sitting down and resting, there was like an intention behind the resting. You could sense that they were resting to prepare themselves to do something. And now you see what you've never really seen, which is some kobolds just listless.
Yeah, I think there's something about the energy that I sense has shifted, and I can sense a sort of malaise. And I'm going to cut through it. I'm going to be like, these people need direction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to, right, everyone, this way, please. We've got something really important to show you. I needs to see you all right now. Follow me, thank you.
And instantly, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. They are so ready to follow instruction that they stand up from what they're doing. They put down those who've decided that they still want to kind of craft or make things, something for their hands to do, or they start to stand up and start to sort of funnel behind you. And you're aware of all this noise and like this kind of pressure and weight, Dolly, as you get back into that very narrow tunnel that forces you to stoop. You can sort of hear them all sort of shuffling along behind you. It's a kobold-sized tunnel, so it's a very much a far easier thing for them than for you.
While this is happening,
Yeah.
can I, in fact, I say to Kel Elwyn and Radiant,
Can't you see any firewood in here? Is there any left?
Now look.
I'd say even without a roll, there's no firewood here.
I don't think we should be lighting a fire in here.
Themselves had a fire in here.
Whilst they're having conversations, I would like to investigate. In this room, it's just on the wall, like paintings and things. That's what it is.
Walls and ceilings is all painted, so yeah, every stone surface that is not the floor.
In a mechanical sense, essentially what I'm doing is clicking the R3 button to see if anything kind of like illuminates.
Oh,
in the
Witcher
room.
sense.
Yeah,
Witcher
I'm
sense,
Witcher
yeah.
sensing right now.
Okay.
And what I'm Witcher sensing.
That's a video game.
I know you don't worry. It's from a little indie studio in Poland.
No one's heard, yeah,
You wouldn't have heard of Witcher. Don't worry.
It passed a lot of us by.
I'm still just playing Tetris.
You've got a Tetris effect right now.
So I would like to roll an investigation, and I am looking for anything that resembles a deck of cards, a book, or a necklace. Anything.
Okay. Okay, great. Great. It's gone well or badly.
It's a natural one.
Okay. You see. You realise any of it could be anything. At first, there's this like flash in your eyes. You're like, "Oh my god, I've seen it! And you see this thing, which is like that you're sure is the riffled cards that have been sort of riffled out. You can see one over the other, and then you realise that they are different pictures. That one could be the edge of a tower, and the next one that could be the sort of fanned tail of a peacock, and then this one could be something else. And you're looking round for a necklace, and it could be the curve of a blade. It could be the seed pod of a flower. It could be a representation of the sun or the moon. It could be a scythe. There is or a sickle or There are too many possibilities.
I don't do anything with this information. It's almost this is happening separate to all the information over there, but that's just...
I turn to a kobold who's come into the cavern, and I just say, please, please, please go and bring back firewood.
Okay, so Dolly moves into this space first.
Very much like fun
Oh,
teacher.
they're still
like,
coming.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, yep, come on, file in there. Yeah.
Spread
Starting
some
to
around
sides.
the
Yeah.
edge.
And they're sort of starting to fan out and around. I mean, it's not a tiny cave. It's a cave that could, where you stood arm to arm, like shoulder to shoulder, you could probably get 150 kobolds in here. I mean, but that would be sardine style. Mm-hmm. And there are at least 60, 70 who were in that first cave that Dolly had entered. And so it's about that many that come in. Mm-hmm. And when Kel gives that instruction, a few of them, automatically, with a sort of just sense of function.
Yeah. And then I turn and I turn to Elowen and I say, I know that things are not resolved yet. Let's get out of the caves, and then you can decide.
Yeah, I 100% want to get out of these caves. I can't be underground any longer, so we need a way out. But I don't know what the hell we're finding in here.
And in that
I
moment,
don't either.
in that moment, you hear just a...
And Elowen, the paints, the paints over there.
What about them?
Can you bring it?
All of them?
A one big pot.
There are lots of different barrels here. You can essentially pick any colour that you can name.
I'm going to pick green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do as I ask. So I'll bring him a barrel of green paint.
Mm-hmm. Roll me perception on this as you pick it up.
Perception, that is 23.
It's thickening. It's less like working with a kind of fresh paint that is full of moisture and will move kind of and would glide across a surface. It feels almost like it's coagulating, like it's hardening. You can see that as you pick it up, there's a skin that's developed on it that as you first pick it up, it sort of punctures the kind of skin, and that skin sort of starts to drift into the paint. It's not as workable as it would have been before.
Can I try it? Like literally put my thumb in it and just sort of drag my thumb along the wall just to see if that's... You can even still paint with it. Don't smile like that.
You're dead. You're dead.
You wish.
You put your thumb into this paint and it sort of clings to you, and you wipe it onto the wall, onto the nearest part of rock or layered paint that is close to you, and it leaves a mark. It leaves a mark on the wall. Roll me a... Roll me a religion check.
That is... Oh, it's 18. I no longer roll it with a disadvantage.
Yeah.
With a minus.
Minus. You... It doesn't... You feel like a warmth from the paint into you, from the cave into you. And it feels welcome. It feels like something in this cave is welcoming you to do that.
And I take the paint over to Eye, and I sort of look at Eye and I'm like, it's like the histories want to be painted. Like, they're asking for you to write stories on them. It's not just like any old book. It's like, I suppose it's like magic.
Feels good, yes?
It feels warm. I would
think
not
this
say
is good.
magic feels good.
Do you know what story cannot be on these walls yet?
Well, I'd say the one that we're currently experiencing. Unless themselves thought that they could write that beforehand.
All these kobolds are looking at us. What are we doing?
Yes. There's a firewood.
Yeah, I'll say these kobolds have had enough time to come back with a few little bundles of firewood. There's half a dozen of them that followed that instruction.
Puts it here.
And gestures to the
ash where the
ash,
fire
yeah.
once was. Yeah.
While they're doing that, I just have this crazy idea. And I go to another tub of paint and red, and I bring it to a section of the wall, and I begin to draw. I've heard what Owen said. I begin to draw, and what I'm drawing is the story of them self-sacrifice. He couldn't draw it himself, and I'm in my best way possible. I don't even know how good an artist I am. I don't generally draw, but I'm attempting to draw the story of the sacrifice of themselves.
What are you doing?
There is one story not on this wall that must be on this wall.
Do you think now is a good time to do that?
Do you think it's ours to tell?
We were the only ones here who were there.
Achilles. It's beautiful. Comes with me over here. Right, all of you. And brings the red paint.
I'm going to stack up this wood in the middle, and I'm going to cast Firebolt to ignite, so that there's suddenly some light being cast, sort of this moving, shifting light of flames kind of flicking, on the walls, which I guess kind of almost makes what's there look like it has some movement in it. And I turn to Kelnis, and I gesture to Parvis's body.
I say, Kelnis, big scale. What's you? What's a Parvis?
Gesturing to the fire.
I've got red paint on my hands.
This is fine.
Okay.
Let's be gentle.
I very gently scoop up the body of Parvis.
It's very light.
Are you sure?
As he turns, he picks it up. I turn to the kobolds and I say,
Everything is changing for the kobolds. We is leaving some things behind because we cannot change it. We could not stop it. And it's because themselves wanted to do it. If we are to move on, we must learn to let some things go. But what I want to show you in this moment is that themself is always here. The Parvis is always here. Because they is Reliquie, and a Reliquie is them. And as we places a Parvis here, and they will returns to Reliquie. I want you all to place a claw on the kobolds near you.
They do.
Achilles. Please.
Kelnis walks over to the fire, gives it a little kick to spread it out a bit, And then he gently places the body of Parvis over the fire.
Tribe.
And I gestures the tribe to come around the green paint pot. And I take a claw. And I put a claw into the paint. And I sort of give a look of kind of expectation and waiting. Well, the pot is probably sort of more like this for me.
Places your claw.
As I dip my fingers into the green paint, a little bit of red filters into it.
I'm a child that mixed Play-Doh. Sure.
I does not knows exactly what I is doing, but I feels something. And I would like us to try. But I don't think it is going to work unless we is all trying as one tribe.
We're here.
Did you all feel what I felt when themself left? Does you feels a different,
Felt something.
like a bits of themself was left here, but with us?
Yes.
There was so much that happened afterwards. So much that we saw.
Radiant.
Yeah, we saw some things.
I felt something, and I feel something has changed.
I felt like a little piece of the sun had entered my soul.
Yes. I would ask you to close your eyes. Looks in. And together tries to find this feeling.
Okay.
Okay.
And I closes his eyes and begins to sort of move inwards and focus inwards and sort of almost in a kind of, without a conscious active choice, it's sort of turns into some form of sort of meditation. It's a clearing of the head. It's a channeling something. It's as the body of Parvis begins to burn, as the smoke begins to rise, as his body begins to smolder and those atoms begin to break down and something within the smoke is released into the space.
Okay. Do you all close your eyes?
Reluctantly, but yes.
Okay.
I don't. This is all quite religious. It's
So-
all quite, and it's just not something
Great.
she goes in easily with.
Okay, so here's what happens. The first thing you smell is flowers. You smell a deep, intense scent of honeysuckle, and then the softness of lavender, and then you smell herbs as all of the floral and plant tributes that were placed on Parvis are consumed by the flames, and that smoke spreads into the air. And then you smell salt and the sea, and you smell the minerality of rock, and you smell leather and hair and fish. You smell kobold. You smell the collective smells of where the kobolds are from and what they carry with them. And Elwyn, you are the last to close your eyes. And as you look down at everyone's hands or claws in this green paint, you see the little drops of red that Kelness brings to it. And you see something in these colours meet and then begin to circle one another and begin to swirl. And then from the green emerges more red, as if from somewhere beneath the barrel there is a source of colour, a different source. And then something else blooms to the surface, a purple, and then a gold and a blue and a yellow and a violet and silver and white. And you hear, all of you, like this collective reaction. And any of those who choose to, and you can tell me in a moment, but any of those who choose, of you who choose to open your eyes in response to that, see that the kobolds are looking at the walls and the ceiling around you. And I'd like everyone to roll religion. And I am maybe going to take a liberty here. And I'm going to say that in this space, this is going to be a cumulative roll. This is a one-time thing. That the divine essence that was gifted to you by themselves, typically it increases a spell save DC or it increases a weapon attack. But I'll say in this instance, you can all add your proficiency bonus additionally, a second time. So essentially you can add an extra 3 to these rolls as something in the paint and the stone and the smoke and the god that was here and the god that you saw sacrifice themselves fills this space.
15.
Okay. Okay. I?
22.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
26.
Well done, everyone.
Okay. So this was a DC 75 check, and you got 99.
Couldn't even break 3 digits.
I burnt his...
You look up and the paint of the walls is moving. And the stories of the kobolds are shifting. And you are looking at this moving mass of colour. And this moving mass of stories, and just as you were able to bring those colours towards you, you realise you can see those layers. Mm-hmm. You can see beyond the top and beyond, and you all realise that in this moment, you can all see beyond these colours. You can see the stories that are written underneath, like peeling back one from the other, moving back in time. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for?
The formation of the Old Dark and some possible chance that, like, the creation of it, was there another way, like an alternative route that themselves buried deep within something that maybe only they knew, a fail-safe, a route of escape, anything that could be used.
So, you push into the layers. And you push through a picture of a multicolored kobold. And you can see it almost like a moving image, like stop motion. As this little multicolored kobold is in tunnels and then up in trees, bringing more and more little figures along with them. And you move past that, and so those figures are moving in reverse, so instead it's all those figures going back to where they were. And then you see a kobold, a little multicolored figure, moving backwards up a mountain. And you hear screams, and you see rain lashing against this stone palace, the rain moving back up into the sky, doors reattaching to their hinges. You see a figure in black with lights, gems all over their face, pulling blades from bodies as bodies come back up and stand and reach their hands out and then pull them back into their torsos. Further and further and further back you go. You see them climbing, walking down a mountain as if they're climbing up it. You see them in a great domed hall, in a marble city. And you hear voices, but the voices are spooling backwards. It's impossible to say what, but you see these same bodies that you saw with blades being pulled out of them at the top of the mountain. You see them in this hall. You see that one, clad in a dress of flowers that blooms, puts her hand instinctively and protectively on her stomach as the others nod. And then you see before this small multicolored figure somewhere deep beneath the earth, in a cave like this one. And you watch as with pots of paint, they make things. They take paint and place it on their hands, and they push it into the walls, and the wall becomes a tunnel. And with another colour, they carve a great arc, and it becomes a domed ceiling of a cave. And you watch as this little creature shapes a network of tunnels and caves, their hands and arms covered in paint.
Knowing Elwyn doesn't like magic, you just floats up, just kind of rests on Elwyn's shoulder.
I don't like magic, and I've got a bird.
And it's a magic bird. Does you see this?
You all see this.
What is happening?
I think we are seeing back to the very beginning. I think we are seeing everything.
The creation.
Looks for a way out of here.
I don't think there is one.
I think we can make one.
We is going back. and creating ones ourselves.
Themselves created these caves on these walls. The paint creates.
If you're a god.
I mean, that's kind of the power he left behind, right?
Maybe together we can use what little of themselves is in us to create a way out.
That surrounds the barrel. Put your other hand on the shoulder. Please.
Mind the owl.
Paint free, right?
Yeah.
Keeps your hand in the paint.
Okay.
And as everyone puts their hand on the shoulder, I wants to reach his other hand up, his little clawed hand, and kind of gesture as if trying to move some of the paint. Like when you're a kid with a cloud, looking up and going like, I'm going to try and carve through that cloud or move that cloud or
Well,
whatever.
it's a universal experience that we all did.
Did no one ever have that as a kid?
No, Alex.
No, I never did that.
I would like look at the clouds and guess what they look like, but I didn't try and move them with my hand.
When you were a kid being like, could I ever have superpowers? And you're like going, can I move that?
This is making
That's
so
not the
much
superpower I would have
sense.
wanted as a child. That's like the word.
Your use of collective pronouns is always interesting.
So, just trying to sort of like using a claw begins to scratch away through, and you see the paint begin to
Yes.
part
Yes.
and shift, and he etches away up to the surface.
So here's what happens. You reach with your hand and you touch the wall of the cave. And your paint-coloured hand, moves through that paint and begins to move through that rock. And then you look at your hand and it's free from paint. You've moved a few feet into that rock.
I'm going to continue. And I turn back and say,
I thinks we has our way.
actually, I'm going to go back to the fire. To the kobolds. In Draconic, Kobold Draconic.
You can see themself might have left, but themself will never leave you. And themself will never leave Reliquie. This path represents a new path for the kobolds. This is our new connection to Reliquie. It represents that we are finding a new place in the world out there. And I think what we are seeing is themselves wants this to happen and is making this happen. Trust in themselves and trust in yourselves. You do not have to leave this place. You do not have to follow this new path today. I said earlier that it doesn't have to be a flood. It can be small raindrops at a time. But there's a lot of amazing things to see out there. And people. All different kinds. And they would love to meet the kobolds.
And I's going to turn around, hand outstretched, and begin to walk But as he does so, raising his hand upward to begin to carve a path in an incline.
And each time that paint runs out, you go back to this barrel that is filled with the colours, all the shades with which themself has told these stories and made this place. And it takes a long time. And your friends are with you. And you move through the rock as easily as you would move through a summer meadow. Your hands creating curvatures, steps, so that kobolds can climb with ease. And then there is a moment when you put your hand into the rock and the light breaks through. A little would be dim light, but after all this dark, it's dazzling.
And Edwin, you might want to take your goggles off.
Blind when I do. We haven't seen sunlight in a while.
Fresh air.
Who is next to me, closest to me? Out of you, who would you
I
think?
think I've seen this happening, and I was with you as you decided to try this.
Okay.
So I think I'm right there behind you.
I turns around then and just sort of very softly to Kel, just goes,
I hopes they might draw this many times around Reliquia.
and I want to step out into the sunlight.
And that's what we'll end up. Thank you very much for joining us. A short boy, a short king of an episode.
A short, dirty 20.
Absolutely. Marvellous. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. For our latest adventure in the world of Reliquia. There's plenty more where that came from, let me tell you. Apropos of which, well, I mean, actually, you know what we do? You know, the kind of cadence. I don't know if you're familiar with the release cadence of this show. Or
No,
kind
is
of
it a brand new show?
Yeah, no, actually, it's been around from the very beginning. It was a kind of an idea that I had. But we won't go into who came up with it, but it was like the world and the story and the setting and the map. It was an idea I had, and it's this thing called Action Surge. And Action Surge is a fortnightly post show in which we, chew the fat, unpack the. Go on, you're going to say something.
But it's not always fortnightly.
Well, no, it is. I mean, it comes out every fortnight. There's nothing you can do. You've got to wait for it every fortnight.
Actually.
We do a show on a Tuesday, and then the following Tuesday.
What do you mean?
Wait.
What do you mean?
Don't ever interrupt me while I'm talking, any of you. That was insane.
But it's us for you because I think Aoife's right.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always am.
Roll me
Actually.
Go on.
a d20.
Are we putting a modifier on that?
No?
14.
Okay, I got an 11. It seems like you were right. Tell us more.
Well, I'm just saying, yes, it is fortnightly, unless, of course, you're absolutely desperate to watch it right now. There's a way you can do that.
Well, I would be desperate, but how would I do this?
Well,
You'd go to www, full stop.
Patreon, eh?
Is that that's a type of pepper? A Patreon pepper?
Patreon.com/natural6, and you would sign up to our Patreon, give us money, and you can get it when?
the fuck no.
Now!
In
Now?
exchange for goods and services?
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, well, if you're as excited at this prospect as I am, you best hightail it over there.
And much like the rest of this episode, no one knew where any of that was going.
There's going to be a lot to talk about. Thank you. Well, and thank you, Aoife Wilson, for bringing something to the table that I was previously unaware of. And I suppose buoyed by this new development, and of course with a newfound confidence in my comrades and fellow storytellers, well, we shall bid you farewell and see you very soon for more adventures in the world of Reliquia. Bye, everybody.
You can take that monocle off your eye now.
What bizarre energy we're bringing to this.